Hello and welcome to IDHub. In this video, I'll show you how to create a new custom form. To begin, let's log in with our organization name, and then we'll go ahead and log in as Charles, who is a system administrator. Only system administrators and access managers have permissions to create new custom forms. So custom forms are tailored to service requests and applications, with many fielding options available. Forms are created and then attached to service requests or applications, requiring the user to complete the form as part of the request process. So a little backstory on it would be, if we look at our service requests and we look at a particular one called Create a New User, we can see this service request here with the basic details of what the service request is. There is a form here attached, and we can see that the form houses basic information on the new user that's going to be created, their contact information, their address and location of their home and their office, and any HR information available. So all of this information here was actually a form that was created to go along with this service request. So again, here's the service request, create a new user. Then if we go into our forms, we can see that create a user form. If we open that form up, we can see again all the information that has been created and added to this form. So that way, when anyone requests to create a new user, this form automatically populates within that service request, and it's used to obtain information about this new user. So if we wanted to create a new form, we would go into our Custom Forms tab, and then we would click on this Create Form. Okay, so we have all these wizards that populate while moving through these administrator functions, which is really great tool. So as you're moving through this on your own, you can start this tour and our wizard will take you through all the steps through this process, as well as any other administrator functions. So moving on, the first thing we want to do is give this form a name. So I'm creating a form called Keycard Access Form, and this form is going to be used for anyone who wants to request access to different buildings. They'll need keycard access. So this form is going to help us obtain that information. So description would be to complete this form while requesting keycard access. And so if we had a generic form that was already created, we could select that form right here. I'll just show you the Create New User form or Create User form. So if we wanted to use that form as a base for this new form, we could select it here, and then it would populate all of those inputs and information within the form, and we could just edit from there. But in this case, I'm going to create a whole new form. And so to begin, we have our first group here that is already populated. We're going to name this keycard access details, and then below this we'll add some of these inputs here that are going to be used to collect the information we need to provide keycard access to the beneficiary. So first off, I will add a select user input. So who is this key card for? We'll need a username. So I could select a role to say, okay, who is this key card for? An access manager, a system administrator, a marketing manager, but in this case, I'm going to say user. So this will populate all the users within IDHub so that it's required so that when the beneficiary goes in and requests this key card access, they could select themselves, or if they're requesting on behalf of someone else, they could select another user. So moving on, we're going to add a date field. When do you need keycard access by? This will also be required. Now I'll do a drop down. Which buildings do you need keycard access to? So everyone has access to building 1, but there are 3 buildings, 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to say building 2, building 3, building 2 and 3. We'll make this required as well. So this would be a drop down for the beneficiary to select which buildings they need access to. Next, we're going to add a static text. Keycard access disclaimer. And I have already created a quick disclaimer here that I'm going to input. I'm going to add one more drop down input called disclaimer agreement. Okay, and so this is their options for agreeing or disagreeing or needing more information about this disclaimer. Okay, and so now that we've added all of our inputs, I'll go ahead and preview this form. And we can see here our keycard access form. Complete this form when requesting keycard access. Keycard access details, who is this card for? And we can select our user. When do you need this card by? We can select our date. What buildings do you need access to? We can select our buildings, and if we agree to the disclaimer. Okay, so this form looks great. We're going to submit this form. Okay, and our form has been submitted successfully, and so now we can scroll down and we should be able to see our keycard access form right here. We could also search it up here. If we had, 1,000 forms, it's easily searchable. We can click on it and see all these details here. Okay, and this would be how to create a custom form. If we wanted now to create a service request to go along with this form, we could easily just create a request here. Here's our wizard again. Okay, so if we wanted to create a service request, now we can create a keycard access service request, and we can attach this keycard access form here. Okay, and we add our approval workflow here, we make it requestable, and then I could create this. Okay. When creating a new service request, it requires approval from an access manager. So Charles is a system administrator, and now he'll need approval from an access manager to get this key card access service request created. But I showed you how to create the custom form. I have other videos on how to create service requests, so I encourage you to check out that other video, and it gives you a full view of how to create a new service request and attach the custom form along with it. So thank you so much for watching this how to create a custom form video. Um, I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks again for watching. Take care.